Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this was sent to my inbox, a DM that I received, and I want to touch base with you guys on this, and I want you to be very careful as parents. So a guy sent me this. You're going to see it here in a second on my screen here. And a guy sent me this. He's like, hey, you got to talk about this. And it's about a specific league. I'm not going to put the name out there. You might be able to see it later, whatever. But the point is, the specific league announced that they have invited a certain number of college coaches. Now, the key thing you need to be paying attention to as a parent is wording. Everything in this country, especially when it comes to pay to play, is designed for FOMO, fear of missing out. And what will happen is you'll see marketing like this, which I'm going to show you in a second. You're going to say, oh my God, 156 coaches have been invited. We need to go. And I can flip it to you a different way, right? So when I was in high school, played in the DA, Development Academy before it became MLS Next and the whole thing, to this point. Now, I went to the West Virginia University camp twice because I got the email that was sent to me that said, hey, we're super excited. We saw you play at XYZ event. We would love to invite you to our ID camp so we can further look at you. Boom. 3 days, three days or maybe 4 days, 3 nights, whatever it was. Went out there, drove out there. My mom took me, dropped me off, stayed there. Bam, ran the camp. $500 out of my parents' pocket. Gone. 2 weeks later, boom, went again. Same camp. Went out there again. $1,000 in 2 weeks gone out of my pocket, or my parents' pocket at the time. We didn't know. And what you don't understand is when it comes to college recruiting, when a college coach goes to an event, he's going to get a spreadsheet. Call it a spreadsheet, it could be something else, but documentation that gives them every single list of player that they're then going to add to a database and send that email list out. Bam! You're going to be hit with the emails that said, we saw you at XYZ event, we saw you at the Lincoln Memorial Day tournament. Bam! We want to invite you to our camp, take a further look at you. Boom! So I'm going to show it to you now, and then we're going to discuss it slightly because I think it's important for people to understand the key wording here. So I'm looking at this thing here, left side. Okay, it says National Spring Showcase in Tucson, Arizona. 156 college coaches invited. The key word there is invited. It doesn't say attending. Invited. You know how easy it is to invite a college coach? Anybody can send an email, put it out, and say, hey, we've invited, let's say I coached a school, and we call it, so I went to a school called St. Leo University. That's where I went to college, graduated from there. And anybody can send an email to that school, to the coach, and say, I'd like to invite you. In fact, I could text the guy right now, and I could say, hey, I invited him to something. That doesn't mean he's got to show up, guys. He might not even read or pay attention to my message. So I need you as parents to be careful before you start going nuts, because my parents made the same mistake. And here's the thing. When you don't have the background, you don't know what to look for. So like my parents and I made these mistakes because we didn't know. Now I know what to look for, what it looks like, so I will never make the same mistake when it comes to my kids' future. But the point is, and I'm going to read you more of this, right? So 156 college coaches invited. I'm going to read the text here. College coach update. The National Spring Showcase 2024 is just around the corner, kicking off next Friday, April 12th. We're thrilled. Here's the key thing. We're thrilled to announce that we've contacted and emailed every college coach in the country. So they've gone out apparently and sent an email to every single college coach in the country. Now, if you listen to anything I've ever said before, a buddy of mine, a very, very good friend of mine that I've done lives with, in fact, I need to do another one with him shortly, he told me on average as a NAIA coach, so not NCAA, NAIA coach, he gets 40 to 60 emails a day from potential recruits or agents or scouts or anything. Where do you think that's going to be funneled to? The same thing here, okay? So we've contacted and emailed every college coach in the country and specifically invited over 156 college coaches from around the region to join us for this spring event. We hope, Jesus, I can't, I'm laughing, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. We hope to see college coaches in attendance and players contacting the schools we know have the greatest impact on coaches coming. So be the extra layer of communication. Okay. So let's break this down. Oh man, I hope you guys didn't fall for this trap. But here's the thing. I want to read that last part because I was laughing. We hope to see college coaches in attendance. We hope to see college coaches in attendance. And players contacting the schools. Contacting the schools we know have the greatest impact on coaches coming. So be the X layer of communication. I'm glad I read this. Okay, so let's break this down. In fact, when I do a live with my buddy, Coach Safe, we're going to discuss this exact piece. So let's break this down. They had a showcase April 12th. Cool. We're thrilled to announce that we've contacted and emailed every single coach. They've gone out. They've had somebody, 5, 10, 15 people, send an email saying, hey, we're hosting this event. We would love for you to come. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of times college coaches will get paid to go to events. So there's really, we'll say 3 reasons, to my best knowledge, as to why a college coach would go to an event. They get paid to go there. They have history of going to those events and finding players. Or, and this almost never happens, but I've seen it happen, they will go somewhere to watch a game. So like how I got recruited to go to St. Leo University was because I was playing in the DA. We went to, which was in Northern Virginia. So my team was from Northern Virginia. We did a bus trip down to Florida. We played IMG in Clearwater. At IMG, St. Leo University's assistant coach was there watching my game. Bam, that's how I got scouted. So he happened to go to a game looking for talent. Bam. So again, it does happen. And the key thing is he might have been looking for somebody else. He happened to see me and thought I was a decent player, and boom, the rest is history. Point is, though, they just contacted. That doesn't mean anything except that they've sent an email. And this is the best part I love right here. We specifically invited over 156 college coaches from around the region. Great, cool. But here's the best part. We hope to see college coaches in attendance, and here's where they kill it. And players contacting the school. So what they're saying is, we cannot guarantee that the coaches are going to be coming to the event. We need your help, however, families and players that are paying for this, to help us bring them. And if they bring them, that brings more attention for the event. So I love that, man. I think that's funny. But again, what's the key thing with this whole thing? Marketing. It's marketing. It's to make you feel like you need to show up, because if you don't show up, you're going to be missing something. So you guys need to be aware of like the traps and pitfalls of this stuff, because like, dude, in the last week and a half or 2 weeks, there have been 2 new leagues that have been announced. EDP partnered with somebody to announce a new league, and then EA partnered with somebody, I think it was DPL, to make a new league. And I'm like, dude, this is just so dramatic. Because in Florida, bro, there's 27 leagues. 8 of them, give or take, I could be off on that number. Let's say 4 to 8 of them are all talking about this buzzword, exposure. Hey, you need to come to our event. We're going to have college coaches there. We've invited them. Yeah. I love this stuff, man. It's crazy. So I hope that makes sense. Please be very careful and make sure you understand. If you don't know, ask questions, because this stuff is so important when it comes to, making better decisions. And so you don't spend a lot of money, because like, I didn't go to West Virginia University. My parents sure dropped that money though. Bam. You know what happened? Probably 6 months later, they sent me a personal email saying, like the coaches sent me an email saying, hey, thanks so much. We're no longer interested in you. And I'll give you this last piece of information. So a good friend of mine used to be a college coach at a very big university. And it wasn't one of the top universities, Division I, but it was a good school. And he told me he was making, I can't tell his salary, but I can tell you how much he made from camps. From camps, he would revenue from a good Division I school, not top, but good Division I school, $800,000 a year. He profited $400,000 every single year, and he did it for 10 to 15 years. They know that everybody wants to go D1. So like down the street from me, UCF. You don't think every kid in Orlando or in Central Florida wants to go to UCF? You don't think that they're going to be sending that email to get everybody to go to UCF, to go to that camp? Because bam, that's money, bro. Like, I don't think you guys realize how much of a game this whole thing is, and it's all a game, which is fine. But just, this is why I keep reinforcing the idea. Education is key. Like, you need to know what to look for, why to look for it, and make sure you don't make the same mistakes as everybody else, because, Lord, man, I've made plenty of mistakes. My family made plenty of mistakes because we didn't have the heritage, we didn't know, and we continued to screw up all the time. So, without further ado, guys, I hope that makes sense. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in a future video. And if you found value from this, please share this with somebody because I don't want them making the same mistakes I did. And my family made plenty of them. I can tell you. It's crazy. I got plenty more stories I can share with you later. But without further ado, guys, thank you so much. Share this with somebody. Hit subscribe. Follow me, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the future video. Ciao.